Hi guys, this is May Doldelau with YesFinanciallyFree.com. Thank you so much for being on today's live. As I said, my name is May and I live in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii, in Waikiki actually. And today's live is a really cool topic, financial kindergarten to fourth grade, and find out your grade. So it's kind of based on school. I've been thinking a lot about school recently. For Jordan, basically, my 6-year-old son. But I wanted to talk about how I realized that I've gone through different grades in my financial knowledge and how schooling didn't really teach me how to do my finances. So I learned on my own through the process of being really bad with money and then getting better. So a little bit about myself. I do live in Waikiki. I own this beautiful condo, but it didn't used to always be like that. I used to rent, have no property, have over $40,000 of credit card debts and line of credit debts. And that was 2011 was over 41,000 I owed. And I worked at a bank, which was a very nice job, and they taught me a lot about money. But the salary was only $34,000 a year before taxes were taken out. Okay, so it took me a long time to pay off my debt. But instead of focusing on just debt, so in 2011 I had all that debt, right? I actually paid it off in 2016. And instead of focusing on just debt, I focused on financial freedom. So by that time, I had increased our family's net worth by $500,000. We were making almost $500 a month in passive income every month. And I quit my job. Yay! I became a full-time mommy, which is what I really wanted to do because my son was 3 years old when I quit. And I wanted to, see him, when he's awake and be his friend and get to know him more. My mom was the one taking care of him, and he was more comfortable with my mom than me. And I wanted to be the mother, so that was my dream. So I became a full-time mother. I continued being a part-time internet marketer, but I started also doing part-time finance freedom coaching. I became a finance freedom mastermind coach, which is my own business. All right. It's just I just gather groups of people together on Zoom meetings. I've been doing this since 2016, and we just do the exercises and learn the skills I did to create passive income, pay off debt, increase your net worth so that you can become financially free, have more free time to do what you love. Cool? So if you're not on the email list, go to YesFinanciallyFree.com, put in your first name and your email list, get the free ebook, Working Parents Guide to Financial Freedom. And you get all of these emails about what I will be talking about every day on my lives. I sent out an email earlier today to tell everyone I would be live about this topic. So I want you guys to go ahead and go there if you haven't already and get on the email list. All right? So let's talk about today's topic, financial kindergarten to fourth grade. Find out your grade. So what is the difference between financial kindergarten and fourth grade? And why did I go only fourth grade and not up to like college? Because I believe I have more levels to surpass. And there are a lot of people who are way more intelligent, savvy, good with money than I am. So I feel like they're in college and I'm more like fourth grade level, maybe fifth grade level. So I'm just being honest. Now, before kindergarten, you're just playing with money, right? You might be day trading and not knowing what you're doing and losing it all. You might be just like living paycheck to paycheck, have no money to save or anything. Money flows out of your pocket to other people easily, and you've got no savings, you got no investing. You are in pre-kindergarten. You are like a toddler. So I'm not going to do that. All right. So if you're at the point where you've got no money, no savings, you're not investing anything, you got no life insurance for your kids, you're just totally out there winging it, nothing going on, then you are pre-K, all right? And we're not going to talk about pre-K. You basically know what pre-K is, I just told you. So kindergarten is when you actually start doing something. You start saving, investing, you start thinking about your family, you start being like, hey, I want to plan something, I want to do something. So kindergarten level, I was at all these levels, okay, guys? I just want you to know, I've done them all. Okay, so kindergarten is when you start saving. Now, when you start saving in kindergarten, usually it's automated. If you have a full-time job, you're just matching your 401k of your employer. You just do automatic, whatever. They might do target date. You just do it. You don't really know what's going on, but you just do it, right? That's like kindergarten. Another thing I did in kindergarten was I started life insurance for my family, right? So in case I died, I was pregnant and I started my first policy. Before I was pregnant, I started a term life policy. But when I gave birth, I started a whole life policy. And that was like financial kindergarten to me. Why was it financial kindergarten? Because the whole life insurance agent, who is a friend of mine, and I think he is a very honest person, but basically he brings this chart of how the money is going to change over time. And it looks amazing. Like you do 1,000 a year, and by the time, you're older, it turns into like, I don't know, 300,000 or whatever huge number it turns into in your cash value, your whole life insurance cash value. Now, I actually talked to some financial advisors and other ones that, don't really condone life insurance as an investment. I can see why now, because I was in financial kindergarten. But they basically said, average out each year return and see how much you get. And in 20 years, it was 3% return. So it wasn't very high, right? But it was higher than a savings account, which is only 1%. Right? At the time, it was less than 1%. It was like 0.9. So, I was like, well, it's better than a savings account, and the stock market might crash because it's on the way up and it keeps going up and it might crash anytime. And I don't know what to do with my money. So I'll put it in whole life insurance because my friend recommends it. At least it has an insurance component, and I'll just pay the premiums. Okay, so that's financial kindergarten. All right, so that's what I did when I was in financial kindergarten. I did whole life insurance because I couldn't think of anything better. 3% seemed pretty decent considering it was better than savings, and it forced me to do it, and it was life insurance. So I thought, okay, I knew it gave my insurance agents a big commission. I knew part of it was going out in fees, but I still felt like, and you have to keep it in for 11 years just to get even, guys, in a whole life policy. Like those premiums you put in, after 11 years, the cash value finally equals what you put in. Okay, the only average is 3% after 20 years. Okay, just so you guys understand that. So that's like financial kindergarten. All right. I know a lot of people who do this. Like they get whole life because the insurance agent shows them that table, and it's like, wow, I can grow that much. Compound interest, whatever. So I made some examples here just to give you guys an idea. So if you were investing $100 and you did $100 a month, okay, you started with $100 a month for 20 years, okay, at 3%, all right, that would grow to $32,425.06. Just as a numerical example. So kindergarten, you're doing $100 a month, you're getting $32,425 in 20 years. Okay, so that's financial kindergarten. And you keep paying your premium. You don't renege on it and pull the money out early and lose money. Okay, that's kindergarten. Okay, what about first grade? What's first grade? This is cool, right? So first grade, I have first grade. You get a financial advisor who says, don't do whole life insurance. Oh my God, you have double fees. You have insurance on top of investment. And why would you do that? Just get term life insurance, right? So that's first grade. Okay, so, and I'm not going to say whole life is always bad, but let's just move on. So first grade, the financial advisor says, listen, you can do better just putting your money in index funds, right? Put your money in the stock market, index funds, big companies only, very conservative, and just let it grow over time. The market averages, 6%, and you're going to just average that over time, and it's a lot better than whole life insurance, which averages 3%, right? And so you're like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. This financial advisor, he's a fiduciary. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. Or she's a fiduciary. She's smart. Fiduciary is someone who doesn't get paid. They don't get paid commissions to sell you products. So the first kindergarten level is you're getting advice from people who get paid commissions, right? They sell you a product. They get paid a commission. That's how they get their money, right? So the second level, grade 1, you're using a fiduciary. The fiduciary, you pay them a straight upfront fee, and then they look at everything. So none of the products they recommend, they get paid off of. Okay, so they're more honest in that sense because they're not trying to. Not that commission people are not honest. Okay, there are some honest ones, but what I'm saying is they're less likely to be dishonest because they're not getting paid by a product. If that makes sense. So you're grade 1, you're the fiduciary, you're putting your money in index fund. Everyone knows index funds are just the best way to, invest. Everyone talks about index funds. You put it in an index fund with your advisor handles it, you give them $100 a month. So same example, $100 a month. Now the advisor has to get paid, okay? So assuming the advisor takes your money and charges you 1%, which is, I don't know how likely that is because you're only starting at $100 and advisors like to have a lot of money to start. But anyway, let's pretend that you find an advisor who only takes 1%. Maybe it's a robo-advisor at Schwab or something or whatever. So they're taking their 1% off the 6, right? The market average is 6%. So you're actually making 5% because the robo-advisor or whatever is taking 1% out every year, okay? So your money, your $100 goes in every month for 20 years, and you make, after 20 years, $39,944.47. That's compounded over 20 years at 5%. Excuse me. Well, in a way, that's better than whole life because the whole life cash value was only $32,425, and you grew it to $39,944. So that's a difference of $7,000, $7,100 something. So that's pretty good, right? So you're doing better than kindergarten. You're in first grade. You have a fiduciary helping you. They're taking a 1% fee. You're just going with the market. You're not trying to pick stocks like pre-K, okay? Now, if you get really good at picking stocks, maybe you'll go on to a higher grade level like Warren Buffett, right? I'm not Warren Buffett, so we're only talking about up to 4th grade. Okay, next one. What is 2nd grade? 2nd grade is when you do it yourself, okay? Now, if you start with small amounts of money like that, like you're only doing $100 a month or something, you don't need a financial advisor to help you put money into an index fund. I mean, it's not that hard to do. Seriously, you could just put money in, buy the index fund. It's really easy. Seriously, it's not hard. Plus, you save 1%. Now, what is that savings? Well, let's take a look. Over 20 years, 6%, right? Because that market average is 6%. You're not paying that 1% fee to a fiduciary anymore. So at the end, you make $44,463 as opposed to $39,944. So you've just improved your performance by $4,500 or something like that. So there you go. You've made even more money because you don't need a fiduciary to put the money in an index fund for you. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a fiduciary, okay? I think fiduciaries will probably I don't have one personally. I've actually gone and interviewed fiduciaries. Some of them have told me to do it myself because I don't have enough money to invest and use them. Like, they're more useful if you have over $500,000 to invest, and then they could find more sophisticated methods of investing your money that you can't think of. So they're like, if you have small amounts of money, do it yourself if you know how to do it yourself. If not, do like an automated savings plan, or you could hire one of them. They charge a fee. The lowest I could find was 0.85%. And then they'll take your money, put it in funds for you. Okay, so if you decide to do it yourself and not even pay the fee, which Burton Malkiel recommends, he's like, don't pay the fee, do it yourself. Save so much money by not paying the fee. $44,463. Now, 4th grade. 4th grade is when you actually do a portfolio. And I recommend, only because Tony Robbins recommends, the All Seasons portfolio in his book, Money Master the Game. You can read all about it. I also have blog posts about it. In my link to my blog under this video, I have a link there. It's just a way of allocating your money, okay? 7.5% gold, 7.5% commodities, 15% intermediate term U.S. Treasury bonds, 30% stocks, and 40% long-term U.S. Treasury bonds, okay? So that's kind of the portfolio. So instead of buying just index funds and stocks, you buy index funds in those different categories and that percentage. So it's a little more complicated than just sticking your money in one fund every month. You're sticking it in 5 different funds in a proportion. Now, it's not hard to do necessarily, but it's just more difficult. So that's why it's 4th grade. Now, the average return of the All Seasons portfolio is 9.72 as of the writing of that book, okay? Which is higher than the average market. Now, is it going to stay that way? There's no guarantees of any of these rates, okay? But let's just assume that, that's pretty long average. They did it over a really long time. When he checked later in the book, he said it was even averaging higher, but, it's keeping it 9.72. So then your money would be worth, the same $100 invested would be worth $67,221.61. Now, that is a difference. You've actually more than doubled from kindergarten to 4th grade, the money that you're investing. All right, so that is financial kindergarten to 4th grade. Find out your grade. What grade are you? Maybe you're a higher grade than that. maybe you know how to get a consistently higher return than the all seasons portfolio, and you're really smart. So that's when you go up and up. And like I said, Warren Buffett would probably be in college, postdoc, who knows? But I hope this helped you think about money and think about how you might be able to manage it better to get on a higher grade level with your finances. See you again tomorrow, same time, 9:30 a.m. Hawaii time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Go to the blog, yesfinanciallyfree.com for the replay. Aloha and take care. Bye. Bye, guys.